which is Rose Van Sant. Rose loves where language takes her. She's a poet and a prose writer. She's been widely published. If you look in the yellow pages under writers, Rose is listed there, a bit lower down than my name. Occasionally you get a phone call, but not very often. 2011 she won the Fremantle Press Tanker Prize. She's also won prizes for haiku, for essay writing, short fiction as well, including the KSP Short Fiction Prize. Her poetry was commended in the Karen W. Trenor Award. That's her Peter Cowan Writers Centre. Is that right? I think so. Anyway, and a couple of other things, but more importantly, this is the really exciting thing. I think it's later this year or early next year, probably. Early next year, Roland Leach time. Some people know what I mean. Sunline Press are putting out it's a joint collection with Rose and 2 other wonderful local poets as well. So we'll have a whole sequence of Rose's poems to look forward to. But for now, you've got 10 minutes. So listen up and make her very welcome, please. Rose Van Sant. Yay.
Can you hear me like that?
Well,
is that okay? Okay? No worries? Yep, they're okay at the back. Okay. Hi everyone. The book to be launched in mid-January by Roland Leach will be with Chris Conrad, Flora Smith and myself, and it will be titled Sandfire, although my part is titled Labyrinth. So certainly I hope to see you all there. Okay, you'll all be invited. Okay, no worries. So, this first poem starts with a line from Seamus Heaney, which I rather like his poetry. The line is The Land Banked Under Fog. And the poem is titled As Rain Fell. That winter they walked, the rain dripping off the grey-green umbrella, moss steps holding tight, a handrail slipped from the bay, the bank barely seen from this side, taking the path to the oval, half full after rain. They stopped, leaned a brick wall, boats grey on a listing tide, the one without sound thumbs a ride to deep waters, tipping mast to those that are left. The tip of the grey-green umbrella, almost black in this light, the sun starting to show, running a path between houses, a dog, shivering light, wet skin on her calf. She thickens her grip on his arm, the umbrella hooked like a cane. Later, as rain fell more heavily than ever they dream, banked under fog, they stand under a great Moreton Bay. The umbrella between them shelters in silence. Starlight. And when he touched the hollow of her back, the lights played stars on her turquoise dress, and as they spun, turned round and round, it fell in folds, blades reached back, shoulders swaying lilac, music to flower. And as she moved, shaped side to side, her dress clasped every line, his arm holding still, the small of her back, gliding, sliding. When the music stopped, her head on his chest, breathed. Keep your applause till the end if you like. Desire. This was about a plant. We went up north recently and came across the reef flower. I don't know if you've seen the reef flower. It's a rare West Australian wildflower, and it's actually called Leschenoltia macrantha. It's really quite beautiful. And the poem begins with a couple of lines from Rainer Maria Rilke. And these are the lines. And yet, if our earth needed to, she could weave us together like roses and make of us a garland. Speak to me of wreaths, these garlands set like gardens in colours of rose pink and red. When light seeps in, curls your head onto my breast. Speak to me of words set in garland rounds when sun throws shade to early afternoon. Speak to me of colour, woven Leschenoltia flowers, garlands, rare and utterly deceiving, appearing wanton on sandy plains, clasped in spring's gathering arm. After the Estia. Now the Estia, if you haven't been, it's a little cafe restaurant on Beaufort Street in Inglewood. So we had dinner there one evening. After the Estia. And for that moment we were there together, all of us, faces from Turin, Canada, Africa, the Valley, screening smiles, a mother's 84th, all of us sharing the world, global, and mother oblivious to how the click of a button could send her picture, our picture, to exotic places, to show off her fine lines, her skin translucent, her smile wedged shoulder to shoulder between grandson and daughter, her image unfolded, family files ballooned through wires, opening on her 84th year, her smile, a celebration cake between us. The Return. Now this is after a poem by W.S. Merwin. If you haven't read W.S. Merwin, US Poet Laureate, it's worthwhile perhaps having a look. I enjoy his poetry. It's called The Return. Let me imagine we are back in our garden, the hoe unsettling soil around the crab apples, the butterflies turning plumbago white, the jacaranda growing taller by day, her flowers purple, almost blue out of loyalty. Let me imagine we are there in the spring, worms soiled in their tilling, father's hoe turning clay to crumpled beds, made and remade, as we walk the old arbour arm in arm, treading feet, turning softly, wedding bells. Let's sit on the stone seat, crescent moon, under the olivaceae you pruned into a tree, unsung lavender in rings round our feet. Let me imagine bees murmuring within us, butterflies lifting again a white veil, the soil sifted and turned, yet unchanged, growing closer as we. I hadn't realised I've chosen quite a few about the garden, gardening. I live in an apartment now, so there you go. Not too much gardening happening now, but there you go. But sideways push. She pushes him sideways, says maze of manures is what it's about. Organic mixes stimulate growth. Curlins of beans, flavour peas, steams them in pods with butter and cheese, steams till their crispness soaks, till flavour melts and juices baste curves of her skin. The wind circles eucalyptus, bottlebrush, banksias, mulch on a tropical floor, creates secrets for life. Spiders, beetles and such tunnel the wake of his steps, caress sparrow handles. Water spills onto plants, colours purse her lips, yellow, red, blue, bruised purple. Cerise squeezed from the can, she turns, wedges it home. The wind, ever so slight, allows her to pass, keeps the barrow in sight, brittle to touch, berries whisper uncanny things, cross of the line, that's all that it takes. The wind circles the path, the place where she lived, scattered between ashes and pieces of skin. Okay, so this one is out of the book that's coming up. It's for Robert Adamson, and it's titled Finding You. In the airport lounge, I read more of your tide, musings of what you have said. Not someone I know, mouths the girl at the cafe, lips tight as fish. Roots out of water, your eyes rattle fish bones, mangroves deliberate your depth, coins fall to counter, then roll, scour boats anchored to wharf. You are here on the beach. A child rides your shoulders. You are here in the dawn. Tag, more bait on the line. Then, without turning, unruly like hair, you raise anchor. As I post the last card, silver catches your hair. Thank you.